reason why you hear me occasionally refer to the bike as the triple is because it's 3 cylinders, so it's got 3 pistons. But being an older bike, then it's got 3 condensers and 3 sets of points. So each piston has a condenser and a set of points, condenser, set of points, condenser, set of points. And you've got a time for the left-hand cylinder, time for the centre cylinder, and also do the timing for the right-hand cylinder. And you've got to get the timing for all 3 of those the same for it to run correctly. Now, going back to the bike now, let's have a look on the stator plate, as it's called, and you'll see all of this crammed in to a little spinny wheel that goes round and sets the timing. And yeah, it is interesting to set it up. Once you get it set up, it's okay. I've never had any problems with points. They seem to run fine. But everyone seems to be going to electronic ignition. And as I've said in the past, if you're at the side of the road with your electronic ignition packed up, you're a relay job. You ain't going to be able to do it. But me, I'm going to take the points that I take off in the condensers, keep them as spares, and then if I have a set of points go or a condenser go, I'll just replace it at the side of the road and I'll be on my way again. And that's the difference. Right. Oh, one other thing I forgot to mention. Because I ran out of time, these are brand new, never been fitted. I kept my old points and condensers on the bike. The bike was timed, it seemed to be running okay. I checked the faces of the points and there was no black burning or pitting on them, so the points are still okay. But I'm going to change it all now so I know I've got new ones on there, and get it all in there. And I'm going to redo the connections where these wires join, because young Mark's done them with insulation tape, and I'll do them with heat shrink and some proper protective coating so they're all good and professional. And then I shall put these in my spares box and we're covered if we have a breakdown. So taking the cover off here, which is 4 Allen bolts, exposes this. So you've got 1, 2, 3 condensers, 1, 2, 3 sets of points, all spinning round on this central pivot here. And this is got low spots and high spots, which then, as the points ride open, it causes them to open. And then in here, there's a little window that you look in, and you see R, C, and L. So you've got left, centre, and right sets of points. Now, the plate has got, this is the right hand set, this is the left hand set, this is the central set on the top. And then these are the wires that you can see with the blue insulation tape that young Mark's connected. Now, all of the yellow wires have got a prong on them which connects to the sets of points. Now, the sets of points that I've brought now haven't got different coloured wires, they're all yellow and black. But the fact that the yellow wire's got the prong on, I know that wire comes out and goes down to the set of points. So the other wire, which is the black wire, connects to, funnily enough, a black coloured looking wire actually, apart from this set of condenser that I've got here that's got 2 red wires on it. Now, I don't know how you know which way round they go, because it appears on here that both wires are connected together. So the fact that it's got the yellow wire with the prong on, I'll connect that to there, and then the other wire I'll connect up to whatever's in there. But I'm going to swap these over one at a time. I don't know how I've done the connections in there, so let me quickly, there's one screw that holds them on, and then here, I don't know if I've soldered them, just wrapped the wires, I can't remember. So let's get you set up and we'll have a look. Right, let's get the first one of these off and see what we're dealing with. Just a Phillips screwdriver. There goes the screw. And there it is. Right, let me find, tell you what, we'll use the old points box. Right, so what we've got to do first of all is undo the little nut here, and then once that's undone we can take off the forked one here. I think what I'm going to do is just take a quick picture of that so I've got a record. Hold on. I've had to venture inside and get my 4mm and upwards spanners because this is really tiny. these little nuts. What size is this? This is 4.5. Too big. So I reckon that's going to be a 5mm nut. 7 and 8. 5 and 5.5. Right. Well, that was actually fairly loose. So it's a 5.5mm spanner. So I'm going to actually, at some point, invest in a decent 5.5. Then that way I can do these up. I suppose really you want two of them, two 5.5s, so it won't be that expensive. That's what you need, 5.5mm. Right, so that's off. So let's venture into this tape and see exactly what we've... Oh my God. Well, young Mark, I am surprised. I've actually got spade connections on there, which is not a bad shout actually if you think about it, because to change the condenser you can just pull that out of there, allegedly. Oh Jesus, that was tight. And then plug a new one in. So young Mark, that's not a bad shout. I bet that's not how they came. That looks to me there like I've fitted those. But anyway, that condenser's still good, so we will save that. And if I have the connections like this, I can just put that straight back in. So what we've got to do now is find the one that disappeared, which is up here. That's going to mount onto there. And then that wire is going to go in there. So I've got to go and find a spade terminal now. That's actually quite a bit longer, isn't it? Yeah, we're going to need to trim this down a bit. Quite a bit actually. I can use the old one as a pattern. Right, let me go and find my crimpers and we'll get set up. Well, that's it for tonight. I'm come to a stop. I haven't got any of the connectors, so I'm going to have to order some. A couple of 5.5mm spanners, but one thing that did turn up today is I've got the other mirror on now. As you can see, that's practically level with the end of the handlebars, which means I can actually see down the road. So they're both now on, and I've got the other GoPro mount fitted now, which is up nice and high and out the way of the mirror, so you'll be getting a sort of view like that, or like that of me riding, or I can lower it down, get one from here. I might get a mount on there yet, I don't know, I'll work it out. So the genuine side stand spring turns up. So there's the one which I was saying was the main stand spring, and there's the side stand spring. No different at all, they're just like mirror images. So yeah, definitely had the wrong spring on it. Now the interesting thing is, here's the part number 34023 005. If you look here, it says Kawasaki, let the good times roll. You know what's coming. All together now.
Kawasaki lets the good times roll. Kawasaki lets the good times roll. Get a boy, get away, and you're gonna say, let the good times roll. Kawasaki lets the good times roll. Kawasaki lets the good times roll.
Right, so the plan this evening is get this spring on. I might need my special spring pliers, but then again I might not. Alright, let's get it out the good times roll bag. So here's the spring. So where the hell does this hook on? I can't remember. It's got one, it's got to go through there. What does it hook onto? Oh God, what's it hooked itself onto now? The thing was, I didn't make a note of where it went before I took it off, which was probably not one of my better moves. God, Jesus, tight to get down in here. Right. So it hooks on there, and then has to hook. Yeah, I'm going to need my spring tool to do that. Right, let me go and get it. Can you see the bracket up here? So it hooks onto there and then comes down and hooks onto that lug. Right, let me get the spring tool. This is going to be one of those jobs because it just keeps falling off. So there is a little recess there it fits into. Which way round do we want this? Probably that way round, I should think. That hooked down through there now. The big question now is how the hell am I going to pull that down to there without it springing off, because I haven't got anything to really hold it on with, have I? God, that is one mother of a spring. Oh, it goes closer actually when you go up there. Then it's not so far. Let's see if we can do it that way. Like that. And that. There. I knew this was going to be bad news. Bad news. Right, got the spring in there. God, I can't even bend that. That's hell. Better on going in there. How the hell are you going to fit this spring? Right, I think I might have to do this off camera. Let me have a play about and I'll see what I can come up with. Well, it's on. But look. Tiny bit of movement, but look how much rigid that is, and that's staying right up there. You can really feel the difference with that spring. Tiny bit of movement, but that is so much more rigid. I'm going to have to watch that though, because it doesn't go back. So when I put the stand up, I'm going to put it all the way back up. Yeah, another job off the list. So that spring was definitely the wrong one, because my stand used to go down so easily. It was unbelievable. So, another bit of rubbish for the bin. Hope you enjoyed that. As I said, it had the wrong spring on it. You definitely need a pair of these spring pliers. I mean, I did my brakes with them, and I couldn't get the springs in if I hadn't have had these. And I've just done my side stand spring, and there's no way I would have got that in if I hadn't used these. I think they were about £7-8 a pair. I got them off Fleabay. I've had them for years. You can see by the dirt and stuff on them. I've used them on the car, the motorbikes. Yeah, it's got a bit bent over, but you can bend back. But yeah, really good little tool. Right, so the last bit I've got to do now, so I'm just waiting for the connectors to come to this. Then we can get after the timing, but I'll have to wait for the post.